Hello, Leo, and welcome to your astrological forecast for April 2017. Now, this works if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in Leo. Now, remember, this is just a general reading. If you want a more detailed reading, you can always schedule a private session with me at the link below. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about what is going to be happening this month, and it's a lot of retrogrades, Leo. There's a lot of things that are happening with retrogrades, and I'll be explaining what a retrograde is, and more than 2 or 3 planets are actually going retrograde. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to be pulling out a card from the Daily Guidance Oracle card of Angels by Doreen Virtue to try to see what kind of guidance your angels have to say to you for the month of April. All right, Leo? So let's get to it. Alrighty, Leo. So let's start at the beginning of the month. Now, we all know that we're going through the Venus retrograde period. I did make a video on Venus retrograde, so if you haven't seen that, you can definitely go and check it out. Now, Venus is still retrograde in April. And in April 2nd, she's going to be retrograding back into Pisces. So there's still a lot of reevaluation that is happening with the values, and especially when it comes to your intimacy, Leo. All right? Leo, you're having a major, major transformation happening for you when it comes to the sector of love and romance. And this is really crucial to you because your body part, the body part that Leo rules is the heart. So you're very, very much about romance, very much about pleasure, very much about loving life and feeling everything that it can give you. So now, since Saturn has been sitting in your 5th house of romance, Saturn's been like, Saturn is the big wet blanket that goes into the party, and he's just a wet blanket and he's not fun. So you've been feeling a little bit weird with yourself, but right now you're about to go through a breakthrough. And Venus, the planet of love and relationships, is something major that is giving you some major transmutation that is happening inside of you. Especially now on April 2nd, when she's going into Pisces, that's when I definitely see you now really reevaluating and now your intimacy. You're now thinking about, okay, am I hiding a part of myself that maybe I think it's not acceptable in society? This is the house of taboos. This is the house of sex. This is the house of your, the intimate part of inside of you that could be dark. That, because we are made out of light and dark. We're not made out of just light. So to be pretending to be locking something inside of your body or just kind of putting it to the side because you think that you shouldn't be showing that to anybody, this could split you, okay? And then you become fragmented. And when you become fragmented, you're not in the unity of actually being yourself. And this is when depressions happen, and this is when the real pain of suffering starts really happening because there's no love for yourself. So Venus going into this house is really going to make you understand, okay, how is it that you relate with your sexuality? Okay, Leo? So I definitely suggest at the beginning of the month to, write it out, or journal about it. But go inside yourself, because this is also the house of psychology and trauma. So go inside yourself and find out, is there something in my past that happened that makes me not fully express myself intimately? Because intimacy means into me I see, and you let others see into you. That's what it's all about. And when you are open and when you are vulnerable, there's a point in you where you can definitely have, especially with a person that loves you, you can have a big moment of realization of power. You feel more powerful. But if somebody, rejects you, you could be feeling more like, oh my God, somebody rejected a really deep part of me. So that's why it's such a vulnerable thing, but it's definitely something that is there, and it's definitely something that needs to be healed. And Venus here is making you think about those values, is making you think about your values with sexuality, with a darker part of you. How is it that you become intimate with others? Are you closing yourself off? Especially since Saturn is trying to give you these lessons in romance. So definitely has to do with a lot of your intimate connection. I definitely suggest maybe practicing some tantric practices, get into some tantric practices, Leo. This will be very fantastic for you, especially if you're coupled. It will be an amazing moment for exploration when it comes to your sexuality, and you can be having some major breakthroughs that could heal very deep wounds. All right. Now, this is very, very, very good, and she's gonna be there all the way until April 15th. April 15th, she's gonna start moving forward. So after the 15th, I see you feeling very, you know, confident in your beliefs and your ideals, and also in how you are vulnerable towards others, how you're vulnerable towards the world, and how you can transform yourself. Okay, this is also the house of transformation, the house of digging inside yourself, finding out that that's the thing that actually is hurting you, and then transforming it, then making it different. So very crucial that you go into these things. Also, you might be learning a lot about sharing people's resources. Okay, if you're married, are you guys sharing the equality when it comes to the assets in the house? You know, if you're a person that works with other people's monies, or if you handle other people's monies, this is a time where you can definitely be seeing, okay, am I handling this correctly? Am I having morality with the situation? Is am I not having a hidden agenda or abusing my power in this? So a lot of learning about you sharing yourself with others, main thing, and also how you share the assets together. Also, for some of you, you could be expecting maybe some late payments on the with taxes, but after the 15th, I definitely see that, like, some money that you've been waiting for from some other people's monies is going to start coming through. That loan, those taxes, they'll come through. Okay, and then in April 9th, we have Mercury going retrograde. And Mercury is sitting in your 10th house of career, of work, of your status in life. So, Leo, this time around, be very, very, very detail oriented when it comes to anything that has to do with your career, and when it comes to speaking about your values and beliefs. Okay? Because this is a time where people can get misunderstood very easily. And Mercury is the trickster. So if you're not paying attention, if you're not actually paying attention to everything that you're doing, and the devil's on the details, you need to make sure that you're looking at everything. Don't leave it to chance. Don't assume that people understood. Don't assume that people got it. No, be very specific. Be very detailed. Because the moment that you are not looking, boom, there could be some misunderstanding, and misunderstandings lead to redoing situations. So I see you really thinking a lot about your career at the beginning of the month, analyzing it, getting it in order. If there's anything that you need to finish, this is the time where you're going to be able to have the ability and the mental capacity to get it done, to finish that unfinished business. Okay, retrogrades are a time where you're not beginning things. You're going over things. You're going over what you've done and making sure that, okay, is everything in its order? Is everything in its place? What do I need to let go of? What is finished? What is done? So this is the time to really not put more things on your plate, Leo. Okay, not more responsibilities on your plate, but the opportunities that you chose when the planets were moving forward, that's what you're working on now with the retrogrades. Okay, so Venus is going to help you with a lot of mental capacities with your work. Definitely think before you speak, especially with your boss, especially with authorities, especially with your higher ups. You don't want to have any misunderstandings. And then at the end of the month, I see you really analyzing your philosophy in life. So great time to journal as well. Great time to really think about what are your philosophies in life, and are you following your values, your ideals. Are you following them through? Are you are you being a hypocrite, or are you truly doing what you say you're doing? So also, for any Leos out there that might be traveling, by the end of the month, I see you, reorganizing the whole itinerary, making sure that everything is in its place. Also, anything with visas, applying to any visas, applying to any sort of passports or anything like that. See you reevaluating and seeing, how you're making sure that everything is in its place. Okay, and then we have Saturn going retrograde, and Saturn's going to be going retrograde on the 6th of April. So when Saturn goes retrograde, Saturn has to deal a lot with your commitments in life, the contracts that you signed up yourself to, and the long-term things that you're going to be applying your discipline and applying your hard work in. Okay, Saturn is the one that makes you manifest things. So it also teaches you how to set boundaries for yourself, because if you just overextend yourself, you're not going to get anything done. So Saturn really tries to teach you boundaries, setting, okay, this is as much as I can handle. I'm not going to pretend that I can handle more, being responsible. So Saturn has been sitting in your house of fun, of romance, of children, and of self-expression, creativity. So Saturn here is going to be going over things. Again, Leo, this is not the time to do anything new. Do not get yourself caught up in a new project, creative project. Do not get yourself caught up with a new love at this time. This is the time to really reevaluate your relationship that you are in right now, or to really reevaluate what is it that you want in love. Okay, so this is a time where you're going to be thinking a lot about the relationships that you've gone so far, and are you receiving the love that you deserve? Are you giving the love that you deserve? you know Moment of internalization. All right, because the retrogrades are not about working outside of ourselves, it's about working inside of ourselves. So that's why I say it's not a good time to just make some new projects come. No, it's a time to just finish things. It's a time to making sure that you're being responsible with the commitments that you did. And if you're not happy with the commitment that you got yourself into, whichever that is, if it's a project, if it's a relationship, then this is a time where you can be real with yourself and just cut it off. But Saturn is just saying, get responsible with the things you actually want to commit yourself to, and stop distracting yourself with things that you don't need to be distracting yourself with. So a lot of retrograde periods, and this is a huge internalization point, especially because we even have Pluto going retrograde on the 20th. And Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto is the planet of power. So when you let a part of you, because life is cycles. Life is a cycle between birth, living, and dying. You know, and this death is just going back into the circle of birth. And that's what Pluto teaches us. Pluto teaches us that if we understand the cycles of life and death, and we don't hold on to things, and we understand that even me, I have cycles of life and death, I can't be the same person all my life, that is what we call evolution. That's what we call shedding the skin. So major transformations are happening. Major transformations are happening right now, Leo. And this is internal transformation. So be ready to, things are going to slow down as well. It's not going to be as speedy. It's not going to be, very busy. No, things are going to slow down so you can actually process everything. And again, don't get yourself caught up with anything new. Now, Pluto is in your house of work, service to the world, and also the house of health. Okay, Leo, there's a lot of lessons here that you are transforming yourself through health. Okay, this is a great time to really find the power, find your power. The way you can feel powerful is by addressing your health, addressing the service to the world, addressing that you are aligned with giving, the service to the world, but at the same time you're taking care of your body. There's major lessons. And Pluto, if you don't transform with Pluto, then Pluto will become an atomic bomb and it will be destructive. Okay? It's a very powerful energy, especially when it's retrograde. So in this retrograde period, there's going to be a huge internal transformation where you're going to be thinking very deeply inside of yourself. Like, you're going to become a researcher of your soul, and you're going to go inside and you're going to really think, oh my God, I have this and I have this thought, and this has been holding me back, and this has been putting me like this. And you're going to start really like just shedding the skin. You're going to be like, no, I don't want that anymore in my body. No, I don't want those thoughts anymore. No, I don't want to put any more of that food in my body. So usually during Pluto retrogrades, there's huge moments of detoxification, okay? Because you need to transform yourself and you first need to detoxify. So there is a moment of detoxification. I definitely suggest Leo, that you get into some regimen of detoxifying yourself. It will make you feel so powerful. I swear, you're gonna feel so powerful. You're gonna feel so like in your light. You're gonna feel so strong, and you're not gonna have that weakness. You're not gonna be having like you're not powerful enough. You're gonna be able to transform even faster and transform your situations around you even faster. And since it's such a powerful transformation, Leo, this could be the time where you make some major changes in your lifestyle, because that's what it is. You only get diseases and you only get into trouble with enemies and debt when you have a bad lifestyle. When your lifestyle is out of control. And Pluto's trying to tell you, if you harness and transform your lifestyle, you will have the greatest power that you can have. That will be the most powerful you. So it is a time of major transformations. I definitely suggest a detoxification. I definitely suggest at least stop eating death for some time, where you're not putting, meats and stuff that are with animals, with dead things. Eat more life, eat more water, drink more alive. Feel how good it feels to take care and love yourself. And you're gonna feel powerful if you do this. So major transformation there. Now, and you're gonna feel very strong by at the beginning of the month. You're really philosophizing and shining in your ideal. So you're very optimistic. And then by the end, I see you really shining at the workplace. So that's also going to be really good for you, okay? When by the end of the month. Now Mars is in Gemini on April 21st. So at the beginning is in Taurus. So you're very assertive with your career right now. You are not procrastinating issues with career. You are being very professional. You're being there on time. You are hustling it. You're a hustler right now. You're really hustling your work and your ethic, and you're very assertive at the professional front. And then by the 21st, you're going to be assertive about friendships and making those networks. So I see you very social this month, which is good. Very social. It's good for you to be socializing, especially since Saturn is in your fifth house of fun. You might be feeling like you're not having as much fun as you used to, and this can really make a great cloud over you, Leo. But life is just trying to organize your pleasures. You know, how do you get carried away with your pleasures and your romances? So let's see. What's the monthly guidance for Leo, April 2017? Leo, April 2017. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got the card, Let Your Past Go. And it says, the burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. So, a lot of the issues that could be happening, of the lessons about love and romance, and how even you carried yourself when it came to your pleasures in the past life. In the past. This is saying, let your past go. And I'm sensing that is because you're building a new you right now, especially with the whole lifestyle thing. Leo, if you being honest with yourself, have you been feeling that in your past you were a little bit out of control when it came to impulsivity with your pleasures, with what feels good, because what feels good, like, yeah, eating a bunch of food that might not be good for you, that feels good, but then you can have health issues. It feels so good in the moment that maybe you're cheating on other people. It feels so good in the moment that you're overindulging and you're actually hurting yourself. So yes, it's a time where you might not feel as fun, but it's a time to reinvent yourself in a more I guess, mature way of having fun, in a way where you can have fun, but be safe and be healthy, you know? And maybe you're holding on to your past because that's when you felt so cool, like you felt like you, you felt cooler. You felt like I was the life of the party. I was like in the center of attention, which is exactly where you belong, Leo. That is your place. But it's about of reinventing yourself right now. That that is gone. See the transformation, the transformation. You can adopt a healthy lifestyle right now that still makes you feel like you are, bringing light to other people, and you are feeling like you're having fun. So letting your past go also could also help you with the relationships as well, because you're also learning a lot of things in the house of intimacy, you know so letting your past go with issues about love too can actually start opening up somebody coming into your life, or a better relationship. And also, um, letting your past go when it comes to a false image of yourself from the past, a false image of yourself from the past. Moment to reinvent yourself, Leo. Really, it is. Alrighty, Leo, thank you so much for letting me do your reading today. I hope that this was of help to you. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Please, Leo, I would love to hear your comments. If you have any requests, please, I would love to hear them. And I would like to say thank you with a lot of gratitude that you are open to the message that I come to bring to you, that you're open with your heart. All right? All right, Leo, thank you so much. Now, remember, watch also your ascending, moon, and rising, because there could be messages from there as well. And like I said, it's just a general reading. So if you want a more detailed reading, you can always schedule an appointment with me at the link below. Have a beautiful day, Leo. And I'll see you next time.